Today, the ATSB releases a preliminary report into the ongoing investigation of a Diamond DA42's loss of control and collision with airport buildings 46 seconds after takeoff from Adelaide's Parafield Airport on the 29th of April. The lives of the two pilots on board, a pilot instructor and a pilot under instruction, were tragically lost in this accident, and 9 people on the ground were admitted to hospital for a variety of reasons and of injuries. The aircraft and 3 others in the hangar were either destroyed or significantly damaged. At this early stage of the investigation, the ATSB has determined that a nose wheel actuator rod, that is, a component in the front of the aircraft that extends and retracts the nose wheel, fractured at some point in the accident sequence into 2 separate pieces due to the propagation of a fatigue crack. We know from previous incidents that the broken section of this rod can then impact the aircraft's rudder controls, leading to controllability issues. The ATSB has also determined that the left engine was not showing signs of rotation or the production of power when it impacted the buildings and the ground, and that the propeller was in the feathered position, an action that is consistent with dealing with an actual or assumed engine failure. Notably, 27 seconds after getting airborne, the pilot instructor made an emergency engine failure radio call. At the time of the accident, the aircraft was planning on conducting 1 engine in operative training. This would typically involve an instructor reducing power to an engine to simulate an engine failure, requiring the pilot under instruction to respond appropriately in order to maintain control. Our report does note, however, that in accordance with the operator's own internal procedures, this type of training should not occur below 400 feet above ground level. The accident flight did not exceed a height of 161 feet. The ATSB must now try to determine why the left engine was found in the condition it was, and that will include further analysis of both mechanical factors and human actions that may have contributed to this particular tragedy. This will be particularly challenging given the extent of damage sustained by the aircraft in the accident. Whilst we are still in an early stage of this investigation, given the significance of the fatigue fracture in a critical aircraft component and its potential to lead to a loss of control situation during the takeoff, which is a critical stage of flight, and the fact that over 600 of these aircraft are in service around the world, many used for multi-engine aircraft training, the ATSB is taking the step of issuing a worldwide safety advisory notice to inform owners and operators of this aircraft of our initial findings. I'm now happy to take any questions.